Hello, my name is Teal and welcome to my channel. If you don't know this channel, I talk about productivity and how it can improve your life, not only your professional life, but your personal life and everything in between. So in the last video, we talked about prioritizing your tasks, and we established that you have too many things to do in your day. It doesn't matter who you are. You always have many things that you want to do, things that you would like to do, things that you need to do. And without proper organization, this whole turmoil of things, they just attack you and you can't really act. So for that, we used the Eisenhower matrix. We talked about the urgent and important, non-urgent and non-important, and blah, 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 blah. If you want to take a look at the Eisenhower matrix, I'm gonna leave the link up top. Okay, so after the Eisenhower matrix, after you defined what is important, what is urgent, what is both, what is neither, you will have a list of things to do, right? So in this video, I'm gonna talk about how do you take that list and you use a couple of other principles. And in this video, we're going to talk about the calendar blocking, which is very important, very useful for you to fight these huge amalgamated beast of tasks. So what we are going to do is, on the Google Calendar, you see your tasks on the right side corner. And you're gonna have the most important tasks up top, the least important in the bottom, right? Like a gradient of importance and urgency. What you're gonna do in this situation is, remember we talked about in the beginning about the quick tasks, the ones that will take you 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes to finish, but they will have a huge impact in your day, right? Because as we established, the smallest tasks, they tend to fall through the cracks. But it's not because they're small that they are not very important and urgent, right? So you will leave 20 minutes to half an hour in the beginning of your day to finish those things, to send all the emails that you need to send. If the reports are fast, like 1-2 pages, you go and you read those and you process those things. And from those things, you create further tasks that you will reiterate later in the day or in the week, depending on the level of urgency and importance of them, right? So you go, you send the emails, you make the calls, you finish those tasks, out the window, out of sight, out of mind, done, right? So after this first half an hour, you will go through the calendar structure. And the calendar blocking is basically this. You block some time in your calendar for these tasks. And what I want you to do is really look at the tasks and think about how much time, how long will they take? You know, because really, you can think that you know about how much time you need, but sometimes, even often, it will take more or less. So you always go for more. If you think a task will take 2 hours, try to put 2.5, even 3 hours in the calendar. Because then you don't stress. Because, for example, let's see that I think this task will take 2 hours to finish. And that you go and you start doing the tasks. You block the world around you because you're focused there. Later in a future video, we'll talk about the Pomodoro technique, the Pareto principle, but those things are in the future. So you focus on your task, you blocked, you're not looking at emails, your phone is away, you're ready, set the priorities for your emails and phones and all of that. So only the very, 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 very important things will come through to you. Like if it's an emergency, we'll never control 100% of our lives, right? So something bad might happen and you don't want to be away. But you need to really be focused on those things, really filter those disturbances, because science says that it takes you roughly 20 minutes to get back into really focus mode. 20 minutes. So if you're doing heavy work, if you're doing very, very, very focused work and something just snaps you out of your concentration mode, it will take really for your brain 20 minutes to come back on the horse. You don't want to do that. Imagine if you have 3 disturbances in an hour. It's an hour gone, right? So you funnel your attention only to that problem. But let's say that after 1 hour 45 minutes, you're nowhere near the end. You still need like at least half an hour 45 minutes. If you put only 2 hours, it's gonna start to generate stress. Stress is a very, very complicated enemy. You can even harness the stress and try to really turn on turbo mode, but that's exhaustive. So my suggestion for you is to put 3 hours. Say 3 hours. Because you have 2 wins on that one. If it takes 3 hours, you're already prepared for it, right? If it took 2 hours in the end, you're right. You have now 1 hour and you can take your calendar, and that's such a fantastic feeling when you do. You take your calendar and you put your calendar forward 1 hour. You can reorganize, give more time for other tasks, really focus. And that's something that you will need to keep in mind. From now on, your calendar will always be open on your computer. Always. Your calendar and your to-do list, they will always be open. And a good thing about Google Calendar is that it gives you both in one window. It can open you on the right side your to-dos, and on the left side, most of the page is your calendar. So you're gonna have those always at your peripheral view, and you're gonna start putting those, and you're gonna block sometimes. And you know that, well, you can go and say, well, I have 8 hours a day, and then I block 1 hour more, and then the next task will add another hour. So I'm gonna eat. I'm not gonna have a lot of time in my day, but you will, because it's better to devote time for the task, for the big tasks. And then as you finish them before time, in the best case scenario, you go and you win your time back, and you see you winning your time back. Then you're trying to do everything, you're putting like, oh, this task is 33 minutes. And then if it goes to 1 hour, your whole calendar will have to go down. Your whole structure will have, and then you're gonna enter in your leisure time, right? You're gonna start working more than 8 hours and 9 hours, and it becomes a hurdle, it becomes a torture. So give yourself this, give yourself more time. And if you finish better, if you finish before the time that you gave, you won it. You won your time back. You can put more things if you want. Because the calendar and the to-do list, they are never set in stone. Because our life is not like this, right? So you're gonna have your to-do lists, and your to-do lists will most likely be far over 1 day. You have many things. And every time you are working, new things will appear. And sometimes you have to reallocate stuff. And I would advise you, once you have your day in the calendar, try not to move your day too much, because it creates chaos, it creates unorganization, you know. So try to, the next days, tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, you know, then you can move things around. But today, try to be focused on a day and just put 1 task per time. Like, I have to finish this report. That's all I have to do during these 2 hours. Don't put on the calendar, finish the report, and then, like, on the other half of the same time, I need to send email to Martha. No, don't do that. You have to finish your report. Try to retain your full column of the day, right? like that entire time, that block, hence the name calendar blocking. The whole block of that day is for that task. And you only go to the next task when you finish that task. Don't start on one task, then start another task, then start another task. You're not gonna finish the other tasks. Finish that one, move forward, have a little bit of endorphin for finishing that task. Go to the next one, finish the next one. Because in the end, you control your work and you control how you perceive your work. Your work can be a series of small rewards, going like, oh, I did well, I finished this task, so I'm gonna go to the next one. Or it can be this hurricane of things going and destroying your mentality and your mind and all of that, because I need to finish so many things. Yes, you still need to finish so many things, but it's on you to organize those things and to have a structure to go. And once you have this structure, this calendar blocking is fantastic. You're gonna finish so much more. You're gonna do so much more. Okay? That's a quick one, but a very, very important one. Thank you. If you like this content, please click on like and subscribe it, because every week I'm gonna talk about new things regarding productivity and this huge thing that is productivity and life in general. The trifecta of time, which is 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours of work, 8 hours of leisure, and everything in between. Okay? Thank you and have a good day.